Well, let's go ahead and get to the NFL. I gotta address some controversy in Week 17 because teams won that wasn't supposed to win, screwed up
Clearly,
a
one
whole
team,
bunch of brackets and projections that we had. I mean,
one or
there are
two teams
teams
definitely
now.
showed up.
The Colts knocked the Raiders out the playoffs. I'm like, what? Like after all
Well,
that
this
work,
is it's Josh McDaniels' fault, but yeah,
man,
he put them in so
dude,
big of a hole that they have to do too much
they
work to
had
get
a
out of it.
shot and the Colts killed it with a field
Yeah,
goal.
I'm saying Josh McDaniels ruined the whole thing because they were so far down.
I understand.
Then so they persecuted so much.
But let's talk about the first team, the first game of the week. The best, arguably the best Thursday night football matchup we've had all year, and I'm saying that now. The Browns took out the Jets as we predicted,
Oh yeah,
but it's
they ain't
how
taking
they
about
did
they
it. It wasn't
butt.
like a close game. Like it
No,
was
they bust their butt
like they whooped their ass. Like it was
without
37 to
Amari
20.
Cooper at that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
So shout out to old Joe Flacco. 1929, 309, 3 touchdowns and a pick. That's a perfect game for my man that came off the couch a month ago. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Y'all saw his QBR.
it was pretty much. I think it was close to perfect.
Pretty solid. So yeah. I have no other reports other than
I'll put
there are
like this.
people jumping on the hype train now saying, yo, the Browns could play the
I put
Ravens.
like this. Deshaun Watson, you should be scared for your job.
You got a man that came off the couch doing better than you.
It's the fourth quarterback.
He's getting paid vet minimum.
I'm saying though, that's the Joe Flacco's the fourth quarterback they played this year.
I know.
Yeah, that you should be really scared, and you got guaranteed money. I'm almost going to take the hit.
A lot of people are telling him take the hit.
I'm not an advocate of taking the hit for
No,
a
you never are.
franchise,
You never are. You never are.
but
In this
Deshaun
case,
Watson, you might be the exception. I'm a Deshaun Watson fan, but they've been
I
winning without.
know that coming out your mouth is crazy. I never thought
Now
I'd
I
hear you
like
say that.
Deshaun Watson, but Jesus Christ,
Joe Flacco is
they only
having
lost
a
one game since he's
dog,
been hurt.
dog.
Since he got let out the whole year, they only lost one game with a backup rookie. He got hurt. I don't even know who the backup to that was. They said, you know what, give us Joe Flacco, put him in. The one game they lost was the game Flacco didn't start because he just got there.
I made a crazy prediction when they got Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
When I told you that this was the perfect situation for Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he has nothing to lose at this point.
The mainstream media has finally caught up to
When
him. They're
you
like, wait a minute. Of course Joe's gonna win in Cleveland like this. This is the
he's
Baltimore
in,
Ravens all over again.
well, it's that and you got nothing like to lose. Like I'm just out here playing. I ain't got no. He got zero pressure.
No pressure.
Zero pressure because he came off the couch. He's like, I go
You
back
came
home.
off the couch and you won.
He was practicing with his kids and his kids' friends from high school or middle school. They was playing. They was practicing at the local middle school. He
You
just
wanna
throwing
know
the
how
football around the
you you
13
you
year
want
olds.
you wanna know how good Joe Flacco's playing? Tom Brady made a report last week. I was gonna come out of retirement back in May, but my friends had a surprise retirement party and kind of forced my hand. This
Mm-hmm.
report coincidentally didn't come out until after Joe Flacco blew up. And now
Right.
Tom's like, hey, I could have played this year if
They
he's
might
doing
be the
that
second scariest team in the AFC.
behind the
Maybe the
Ravens.
third. I was gonna say the Ravens. Yeah,
Behind the Ravens, because the Ravens dismantled the Dolphins like
that's
they
the only
did.
team the Ravens don't want to play would be the Browns.
Correct.
Every team else, well, I got another team, but we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
Because
I got another team.
your
I got another
Bills,
team.
your Bills
Yeah,
are in a situation where if
yeah.
they
That's why. That's
lose,
the other team is Buffalo. Buffalo will
I
be the only
like
other
that
team.
though. I like the pressure because
Yeah.
now we got to see if Josh Allen's really who he say he is. Because
Oh, he is. He about
if
to.
they lose, they're out. I've never seen a situation where a team that good that's played that mediocre
Oh, they're going to Miami. They're going
is
to.
coming down to a game, win,
They
lose, or
haven't
draw.
lost. They ain't lost in a while.
I know, but they lost so much earlier in the season, they put
Um,
themselves behind the 8 ball.
they're on a 4-game winning streak.
Because you said yourself, Tom, they had to win out. You said
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And literally they have to win out.
yeah.
It don't get more better than that. Now that's called meaningful football in January.
Right.
Now, let's talk about the Cowboys robbing my Lions.
The robbery of the the last 5 years.
Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. There ain't no way. But then again, I'm gonna say something that the mainstream media ain't talking about. Jared Goff kind of turned himself off in that game. I ain't gonna lie to you. He didn't have a good game. Shout
That's
out to David Montgomery. He showed up. St. Brown showed up. They missed a PI call on St. Brown because technically there was a missed call there.
Mm-hmm.
But even
them
with
2
that,
points were the worst. That might be the worst officiating call I've seen in a while.
oh, you heard what happened? They demoted them refs. They're not playing. They're not reffing in the Super Bowl or the playoffs.
Yeah, they shouldn't. It's not their first time messing up all year.
I'm gonna say this though. That game right there altered so many seedings in the NFC. Of all the games to screw up, you picked like arguably the worst game
But
to screw up at the end.
this is the only time I give Cowboys credit. CeeDee Lamb went off.
Oh, see, Lamb got drug tested immediately after that game.
227. Jesus Christ.
You saw that, right?
Oh yeah, I saw his
immediately after. Like, I was like, oh hell no, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
It's wild that Dak threw for 345, they only got 20 points. That's wild.
It says a lot about the airtime and where you was going. A lot of checkdowns.
Yeah, exactly. But the Lions were screwed. That was
that was a robbery.
He told the ref I'm eligible. He walked up to the ref and the ref walked away. They say illegal, man, and they got 3 shots at it at that.
Yeah, a lot of people say he should have kicked the field goal and just win overtime.
Well, so at that point though, and you keep going for it, you might as well keep going for it.
Yeah.
Well, because now they locked in the same seed, it didn't really matter. They would have been 2 and chance for 1. Now they just in the third, the Lions. The Cowboys are going to be probably 2 unless a miracle happened. They lose to Washington.